Okay. Bob, we thank you very much. And what I'm going to do now is close the public hearing on Senate Bill 634. With the tap of the gavel, will be in a public hearing on Senate Bill 909.
Mr. Chair, Senate Bill 909 eliminates the role of the Oregon Liquor Control Commission in importing, warehousing, and retailing of distilled liquors. It creates off-premises distilled liquor license. Authorized holder of this license to sell factory-sealed containers of distilled liquor for consumption at licensed premises. Allows holder of license to establish prices of distilled liquor. Establishes conditions and fees for off-premises distilled liquor license. Creates wholesale liquor license. Authorizes cities and counties to license sales of alcoholic beverages for special events lasting longer than a non-specified number of days. Authorize cities and counties to license sale of alcoholic beverage for special events, also lasting longer than a non-specified number of days. Transfers responsibility of issuance of alcohol server permits to the Oregon Department of Transportation. Directs department to establish kiosk testing stations at locations where motor vehicle licenses are issued. Appropriates service permit fees and certain other monies to department to pay costs of administering the service permit program. There's a -1 amendment. It allows for a tax on the privilege of engaging in business as a manufacturer or as an importing distributor of distilled liquor, and sets the tax rate, which is not specified in the bill. It's a blank, on a per gallon basis. And we have Mr. Eric Winters and Don McIntyre and appears to be Tiny Matthews here to testify.
Welcome. I'll let you three decide who's going to go first. State your name for the record and then proceed.
Go last.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, Mr. Vice Chair. My name is Eric Winters, and I'm an attorney from Portland, Oregon, and I represent the Mainstream Liberty Caucus. Senate Bill 909 was prompted by concerns for efficiency in government and a growing recognition that the OLCC has become an abusive and arbitrary form of government in its enforcement practices here in Oregon. As a libertarian, I am naturally skeptical about a whole host of government functions. I recognize, however, that my personal political viewpoints are not shared by everybody. However, I was pleasantly surprised to discover that my dislike and distrust of the OLCC was widely felt by people of all political stripes, from the people who have to do business with the OLCC to its patrons. In discussions with the people who must deal daily with the OLCC, it became quickly apparent that this organization, this agency, has lost the trust and support of the people they have to deal with. An extensive list of OLCC abuse stories has been compiled by the retail liquor agents and by bar owners. And they have come to the conclusion, along with myself, that the OLCC is not only unnecessary, but that it is harmful to honest and decent business persons. Here's what this bill proposes. It eliminates the role of the Oregon Liquor Control Commission in the sale and distribution of alcohol. And it creates a licensing system for liquor wholesalers and retail stores. And it transfers the enforcement authority of the state liquor laws to the Oregon State Police and to local law enforcement agencies. In exchange for doing that, it enables local governments to issue special event licenses and have a limited ability to levy a local tax upon the sale of alcohol. And finally, it transfers the licensing of alcohol servers to the Department of Transportation so that those sorts of tests can be performed in kiosk stations at the DMVs. There are many reasons to remove the monopoly on distribution and sale of liquor from the OLCC. First, it is wasteful for taxpayers to support a government agency that provides functions that could be easily absorbed and better performed by the private sector. A licensing system for the sale and distribution of liquor can have the effect of increasing our tax revenues, reducing our costs, and all the while providing better services for the citizens of Oregon. For a great many people, though, the most important consideration is that the government does not belong in the business of selling liquor to its citizens. The OLCC has two primary missions. First, to promote responsible drinking, and second, to raise revenues. Obviously, these missions are at cross purposes, and thereby they provide the OLCC with convenient political cover anytime they fail at one or the other. The OLCC is supposed to be the conscientious bartender, but often its primary goal is making money. As a result, alcoholic beverages are taxed in a bizarre manner in Oregon that does little to encourage responsible drinking. As an example, the tax upon a fine liquor, such as Grand Marnier, which is only 23% alcohol, is about $17 a bottle. Yet the tax on 80-proof vodka, if you buy the cheapest brand, is closer to $5 a bottle. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out which is going to get you more drunk. The current system often discourages responsible drinking. By introducing competition and an equitable tax scheme, Oregonians will gain more choices, better service, lower taxes, and increased revenues. Additionally, this bill proposes to spin off other OLCC functions that could be better handled by other portions of government. There's no good reason why bartenders and servers should not be able to get their server's permit through an automated test. While I was going through law school and as I got out, I spent some time in the industry. I took that test. And you have to schedule weeks in advance where you're going to take this test. It's several hours of listening to common sense about who you should or shouldn't serve. And really, when you finally take the test, everybody passes. A monkey could pass this test. If we're going to have a licensing system, we could easily do this with a kiosk. The OLCC currently holds the power to investigate and enforce liquor law violations, while also holding the ability to make and renew licensing decisions. The agency acts as police, prosecutor, judge, and jury when it comes to dealing with liquor licensees and agents. This combination of power has had a corrupting influence on the agency. Senate Bill 909 proposes to place the authority to investigate violations of liquor laws to Oregon's law enforcement agencies. By spreading out the legitimate functions of the OLCC to other appropriate agencies, the exercise of arbitrary and abusive power can be checked. Additionally, 909 provides local governments with a limited ability to raise revenue through liquor taxes. This taxing authority is designed to assist local governments with the increased costs of investigation and enforcement of the liquor laws. The larger question of taxation upon spirits is not included in this bill currently. An amendment has been proposed, and there are several concerns about that amendment about adopting a fairer system of taxation after removing the OLCC from the sale of liquor, and I think that this needs further investigation and discussion. Finally, I propose that this bill be referred to the voters of Oregon. My initial intent was to place these policy decisions before the voters through the initiative process. By proposing this as a referral, though, the people may be better served by having an open public legislative debate of the issues that are encompassed by this bill before those questions are finalized and put to a vote of the people. Thank you for considering this.